Good morning, Plum here, playing Water Tanks. Now this game, it's a replay. I'm in my Panzer, and I sent it around to a few of you YouTubers out there. Jingles and Agent Jedi and one or two others, so Havoc. Hoping one of them might find a use for it, because it's a pretty good game. I'm doing the run to the bush. I'm on my tier 8 light tank in a tier 10 heavy game, so I'm just risking it all, basically. This is the moment where you find out whether it's going to work or it's not going to work. So there's the bushes in front of me. Pull up, I think, oh god, I've overextended a tiny bit too much. I think, hang on, Sixth Sense, is it? No, I'm okay, phew. I've made it to the bush. Now all I've got to rely upon is the enemy team not approaching this part of the map and proxy detecting me. If I can just sit here now, I am laughing, basically. I think I can see where most tanks are. I've got time to just readjust my position ever so slightly. Sixth Sense doesn't go off. I'm breathing another sigh of relief. And there's the grill. And there's the Object 704. Now I'm thinking, come on team, start laying into these guys, please. So for the next sort of 8 minutes, this is it. This is the video, just me sitting here in this bush, and we'll see how much spotting damage I can rack up in this game. It's going to be, I think it is the most spotting damage I've ever done in a single game, all because I took the chance to come to this bush. Now this will not always work for you. It is not a guaranteed win. Like I said, as you approach this bush, if they send someone to do the opposite thing, then you just proxy detect each other, and then it's just a case of hightailing out of there as quick as you can without being shot. But it's really difficult, and you normally end up dying, so it really is a massive roll of the dice. We should start seeing the pins popping up at the top of the screen. Well, they should do. Why aren't they popping up at the top of the screen? Is it because it's a replay, a 4K replay? Not seeing the pins, that's disappointing. When I'm sat here playing this game yesterday, it was really one of the most satisfying parts of the game, was just seeing the pins appear at the top of the screen saying assistance to allies, because it was just consistently trickling in, and I'm sitting giggling with laughter thinking, oh my god, rubbing my hands together, hands off the keyboard, just arms crossed in front of me, just watching, thinking I ain't moving, I ain't firing a shot, my hand's not on the keyboard, I'm not even going to go near it. I'll turn the turret around, but I'm just going to try not to touch anything, just in case I move my tank and suddenly I get detected. I'm just hoping the team does a good job and actually takes total advantage of my position. Another tank spotted. It's a shame the pins aren't showing up. Anyway, while we're sat here waiting, I'll leave that running obviously until the end of the game, when I actually do something. The best possible thing you can possibly imagine. You know what that is. I'm a little bit worried about the bat chat there. I'm thinking, oh, he might see me. No, Sixth Sense doesn't go off, thankfully. Well, yeah, while I'm sat here and you're just sat here watching that, I've got a joke book in front of me. You probably hear the pages. There they are. It's a thick one actually. It's got about, how many pages in it? Over 500 pages of jokes. More than 3,000 great jokes, it says. Some of them are awful, but some of them are just quotes from famous comedians. Anyway, I'll kick off. I'll probably do most of the quotes from famous comedians because they're the funniest things in the book, to be honest. First one, Woody Allen. He said, I failed to make the chess team because of my height. That just sounds like classic Woody Allen, doesn't it? Stephen Wright said, I planted some bird seed. A bird came up. Now I don't know what to feed it. Angus Deaton said, stone, paper, scissors. To most of us it's a game, but to Australians it's a wedding list. Jimmy Carr. There's a lot from Jimmy Carr in this book. I was asked to judge Mr. Gay UK. I said, it's against man, against nature and against God. You're going to hell. He judged it alright. Dino Levi, or Levy, said, a genius is a man who can rewrap a new shirt and not have any pins left over. Jimmy Carr. I was born in Slough in the 1970s. If you want to know what Slough was like in the 1970s, go there now. What's the hardest part of milking a gerbil? Getting the damn bucket underneath it. That's not a famous person, that's just someone who writes jokes. How did the Headless Horseman know where he was going? If vampires can't see their reflections, how come their hair is always so neat? I guess one of their friends does it. Carl Pilkington. Why didn't evolution give giraffes genes to make them good at carpentry? Then they could build a ladder instead of growing long necks. I see cards that say, get well soon. Screw that, get well now. Dimitri Martin. Clive Anderson said, I'm not actually bald, it's just that I'm taller than my hair. George Carlin. Cloud9 gets all the publicity, but Cloud 8 is actually cheaper, less crowded, and has a better view. Harry Hill said, an apple a day keeps a doctor away, but in my experience, so does an air rifle in the top bedroom window. Jimmy Carr. I did a lot of charity gigs. I did one in this very room for a charity I now know is called Laugh for Leukemia. Jimmy Carr does like to skirt the edges of taste. Bill Bailey. All castles have one major weakness. The enemy used to get in through the gift shop. Jimmy Carr. No matter how much you give a homeless person for tea, you never get that tea. Now, normally I would laugh a lot more at these jokes, but I've read them all before. I'm just going through thinking, oh, I remember that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Have I done anything in the game yet? How's the team doing? We are just nudging victory, aren't we, at the moment? We have got the enemy team slightly outnumbered. There's the IS-3. If your house is really a mess and a stranger comes to the door, greet him with, who could have done this? We have no enemies. It's Phyllis Diller. Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman said, all tapes left in the car, this is a really old joke, all tapes left in the car for more than about a fortnight metamorphosise into best of Queen albums. George Carlin. When someone is impatient and says, I haven't got all day, I always wonder, how can that be? How can you not have all day? Humour. I love it. I can't remember jokes to save my life. Did you know that if a stick insect laid its eggs in a jar of Bovril, it will give birth to a litter of twiglets? Yeah, we're on the move. Oh, I hope you found a few of those chucklesome at least. So yeah, I took my shot at the Grill 15, didn't I, just before he got destroyed, figuring now's the time to move, look what's left. 2 enemy artillery. So let's roll out and try and find these bad boys. Both big targets. There's one. So I've preloaded the high explosive, hoping, daring to dream that the high explosive might actually do some good for once. And let's see, can I get a nice high damage roll? Is that 82 in the side? I don't know why I bother. I really don't. Anyway, we've used up all our high explosive on the Schpapanzer. I did carry 3 of those. Skirt back round. Now, can we actually get a kill? It would be so nice to finish the game off with a good kill. Look at that. Armour piercing does the trick. I don't suppose you're guaranteed high rolls when you're firing high explosive, but there we go. We managed to get the FV at the very end. So let's roll over to my post-game stats and just see how much spotting damage I did. I think I'm going to put it on the thumbnail, to be honest, so you know how much I've done. Maybe not precisely, but let's take a look. So that was only good enough for my first class mastery badge. We do pick up spotter, and we also pick up scout, all from sitting in a bush. If you can do it, it's a wonderful thing. It is quite a wonderful thing. You just sit here drinking tea, eating biscuits, just watching people get damaged. I'm sorry the pins weren't showing up, because that was a real highlight for me in that game. It was just this consistent trickle. It was like a clock ticking. Pin, pin, pin. Team scores. So obviously I did come top on XP, 1139. A nice healthy chunk ahead of the rest of the team. Only did 631 actual damage in the last less than 50 seconds of the game, it seemed. But really we want to see that spotting damage total. In the end I did do 6,247 spotting damage. Yeah, go Plum. That is the most spotting damage I've done. I think before that it was about 3,500, so I nearly doubled it in that game. Previously I think it was an ELC and a tier 5, so it might have been in a tier 6 game, and there just aren't the hit points around. You need to get pretty lucky to do that much damage in a tier 6 game spotting. When it's a tier 10 game, there's a lot of hit points out there to be got, so I'm really pleased with that one. Just like it says, perfect game, no mistakes, I think. You be the judge. Was that a perfect game of World of Tanks, doing exactly what I had to do to get that scoreline? I guess it was. I can't see any fault with it. Maybe I could have moved a tiny bit sooner, been a bit more cheeky at the end, and maybe moved off a minute sooner. Maybe taken on the grill 15, perhaps. But I didn't want to jeopardise all of the good that I'd done for the rest of the game. I wanted to be absolutely sure when I moved I wasn't going to get killed, because that would have been a bit salty at the end to get killed. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you might see this video appear on one of the other YouTubers. It would be very nice if it did, because to me personally it's a game that I rarely have where I think, nope, couldn't have done that any better. It was just perfect. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep your heads down, drink plenty of water, kite a pow, and I will play World of Tanks again soon. And I actually played quite a few games yesterday. Had a day off work, and I think I got my highest damage ever actually. Played the Jaegeru and got over 6,000 damage in one game, which when you watch YouTube videos you know that that's not very high. 10,000 would be an amazing game in a Jaegeru. It's just a pretty meh game, but it's the most damage I've ever got anyway. So it was a good day yesterday, getting the most spotting damage ever and the highest amount of damage dealt by the gun ever in a single day. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've done that already, haven't I? I hope you enjoyed the jokes, and I'll play Tanks again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.